The house is collateral. That means if you don't pay the loan, what can the bank do? Can take your house. Yeah. So that's collateral. They'll give you, you're much more likely to get the loan if you own the house because you're showing that you have something they can get if you can't pay. Now, if a person doesn't have any collateral, it's much more difficult to get the loan. It's true that you can get it on salary, but then a lot of that gets complicated because maybe if you've been at the same job for 10 or 20 years, and maybe if you have a government job, then it's much surer. They're much sure that your income is somewhat guaranteed. If you've been working for 1 or 2 years at Robinson, not so good. Then you really need the collateral. Then the collateral can take care of a lot of things. Now, lots of people don't have collateral, and we're going to read later on about microloans. This is something that started in Bangladesh, where people would lend people who had no money a little bit of money to start a small business. And then the person would pay back little by little, but it wasn't a bank. It was like a group of people who would get together and do this. And I saw this microloan work. I was in Africa, in Uganda, and people would get small loans to do something like, if I say have a coal business, they would just maybe buy a few kilos of coal and sell it. But that was a way of earning money. Where I was in Africa, they used coal for everything, for cooking. Even they put coal in an iron, hot to iron clothes. Okay, so I'm just telling you a little bit about this, so when we read this, you'll have some understanding of what we're reading about. All right, so I'll read and then you will read, please. This chapter looks at business and money, or we could say the business of money. The first reading selection in this chapter discusses organizations that are helping people escape from poverty. It looks at different types of loans and reports what women and men do with such loans. In part 2, the reading selection explores the question, why do we buy things? It explores the relationship between advertising and psychology by looking at consumerism and the human brain. What kind of advertising makes you want to buy something? Part 3 focuses on suffixes and parts of speech to help build vocabulary. In part 4, you will analyze the difference between an implication and an inference, which is an important distinction that will help you with tests. Well, we don't want to read that again. It's not so interesting. So let's go to 48, part 1, banking on poor women. Okay, so Nadi, would you read this, banking on poor women, before you read?